One rogue judge can take everything you own, and the Tennessee judiciary holds the wrong line. So as you look at the beautiful American flag, and we got one on us too. Welcome, welcome, come on in, Charles Van Morgan Show. Got a really important show for you today, and we may do something legal, supposed to be legal, might get us arrested in the state of Tennessee. Imagine that. Campaigning legally behind the 20-foot pole at a polling place in the state of Tennessee. Might get arrested, so we'll see what goes down. Welcome, welcome, come on in. You're watching the Charles Van Morgan Show. We are going to talk about a case in Tennessee where the judiciary took millions of dollars from Mr. Brian Bush, that he ran for U.S. Senate on this very issue, crooked judiciary. Got a lot of votes, so it's a important phenomenon. Welcome, welcome, come on in. You're in danger, Tennessee, America. We're going to tell you why. Unheard of news you won't hear anywhere else. As we get set up, if you can hear me, let me know. Live chat is on. We'll try to answer some questions today. So we're talking about the crooked judiciary in the state of Tennessee. They're crooked as hell, where one dirty judge, ignoring the laws, I know the laws, I have a doctor of jurisprudence, one dirty judge can and will ignore the rule of law, even according to another judge, and you're a crooked Tennessee judiciary that affect the nation nationwide because of rules of full faith and credit. Other states have to back up the dirty Tennessee judiciary's lies. And one crooked judge can affect the entire judiciary, where they hold the line for a dirty Tennessee judge. We're going to talk about a specific case involving Mr. Brian Bush. So in the Bible, it teaches that the unjust widow in the Bible continued to bringing her case to a unjust judge, and she got justice because of continuing to worry the judge. He was an unjust judge. So she got justice because of continued to hello, good morning, to bring her case to the unjust judge. And what happened was the judge gave her justice in the Bible. But in Tennessee, you can try to continue to get justice by lawful, peaceful, nonviolent means, using their system, which is crooked as hell. They just give you more injustice in the state of Tennessee. We're going to talk to you about a particular case, Mr. Brian Bush. Many of y'all may know him. He ran for U.S. Senate for the state of Tennessee, a federal political position, and he got over 5,000 votes all across the state of Tennessee, with not a big name, running on this little concept of judicial corruption. Got a lot of votes. Now, albeit he didn't win, he sure made a hell of an effort. And the campaign was about reforming the judiciary, which needs to be done. So he didn't win, and the reform of the judiciary didn't take place. And that's what we need to do. We need to reform the judiciary. And so we're going to talk about the facts of his case. Now, I haven't talked to him personally. I have sent him text messages and messages over Facebook that he's answered. Very kind man, and was fighting for justice and didn't get it. So he bought a piece of property for business purposes. And then I think what happened is the pandemic hit, and so the business was going to go under. He was going to lose his money. So the bank repossessed the property, and a big powerful bank, and he had a contract with them. A contract is offer, acceptance, and consideration. And there's a lot of intricacies, a lot of rules about contracts. It's not as simple as you think. It can be very complicated, but there's a lot of rules set in stone. One of the rules set in stone is a contract once signed, once you have an offer, you have acceptance, and you have consideration. Consideration is a benefit or deterrent to each party. It's not a contract if one party doesn't suffer a deterrent or a benefit. Like there was a case where a lady was offered for free to come and live with a man, a widow, and then he revoked the offer after she had traveled, and she sued him for breach of contract. The court said that that wasn't a breach of contract, an older case, because of the fact that she didn't suffer a deterrent. It was free. So she tried to argue that she traveled that far, but the court said that wasn't a deterrent to her as part of the contract. So you have to have offer, acceptance, and consideration. And once you have that, once you have the offer, that can be revocable anytime before acceptance, but you have acceptance before the offer is revoked, and you have consideration or detriment on both parts. It can't be just a free gift, because a free gift can be revoked. But you got to pay something for the contract, or the contract's got to pay something for you. It's got to be a deterrent or benefit on both sides of the bargain, or it's a free gift that can be revoked. So there was a contract signed in Mr. Bush's case by him and the bank, written in stone. There was offer, acceptance, and consideration. And that contract, without issues like undue influence, which makes the contract void because it wasn't accepted reasonably, somebody unduly influenced a party, or unconscionability, which is pretty popular among students. In realistic, it doesn't work out, where it's the odds are so in favor of one party, the benefits are so in favor of the one party, that it's grossly unfair and shocks the conscience of the court. And that has to be an amazing case where, for instance, somebody sold you a house that's worth 50 cents and you paid $10 billion for it because of something you didn't know. And now that would shock the conscience of the court. You way overpaid, and they might revoke that contract. But normally, without unconscionability, and there's a few other ways to be able to void a contract, but normally once you have offer, acceptance, and consideration, of course, you're not supposed to rewrite that. It's supposed to be what's on the paper, even if the judge doesn't agree with it. It's what you agreed to. A contract is the only self-imposed laws that we have. Every other law is imposed on you by the government. But you have a contract, you go buy a car, you go do whatever, and then make an agreement and sign your name. That is self-imposed law that you can impose pretty much anything you want, unless it's an illegal contract. You can't write a contract for the sale of illicit drugs. That'd be unlawful. So the contract wouldn't be good. It's one of the exceptions. A judge wouldn't have to rewrite that contract, wouldn't have to enforce it at all, a legal contract. But offer, you have an offer, it's accepted before it's revoked, and you have consideration on both sides. He bought some land for them, paid the money for the down payment, and signed the contract. So there's offer, acceptance, and consideration in this contract. Binding, no unconscionability, and part of the contract said that, and I'm just telling you how Tennessee judges rig things. They're riggers. And I said rigger. They rig things in Big Money's favor. Mr. Brian Bush paid the price of that. So he has a contract with the bank involving the sale of land. So here's a sheriff's department vehicle. See how many prisoners they have today. Yeah, almost 300 people. Thank y'all. So he has a contract with the bank that has the list of agreements that they made together. So they've self-imposed the law on them. Now, the speed limit, you don't impose that. 55, it don't matter if you agree with it or not. That's imposed law on you. But you go sign a contract, you better understand what you're agreeing to, because you're imposing those rules of that contract on yourself. And you're gonna be held accountable to it. Normally you should, unless you're a big bank. That's what's the unfairness about it. Unless you're a big, nasty, huge bank, and well, they're gonna let me go, so I'll go. Unless you're a big, huge, nasty bank. Thank you. So somebody's let me go. Unless you're a big, huge, nasty bank. Somebody likes my show, I guess. And then you're held to whatever standard the bank wants to be held to. Later, they just have the judge rewrite the contract. You know, the big wealthy bank that has all the money. So the rule of law is for y'all and not the mass populace of Tennessee and you all. The rule of law is for y'all, meaning the rich people in power. So yeah, but that's the way that works out. That's the way it worked out in his case. So he had to default on the loan. And I think it was because of COVID. It was for commercial purposes, so he couldn't pay for it. So in the contract, this is imposed law supposedly on the bank, was a provision that said if he defaulted on the loan, he wasn't personally responsible. That was clearly written in the item, I think it was 17 in the contract. That's what the bank agreed to. Now they agreed to that. They self-imposed the law on them. In a lot of contracts, if you default on land, the bank sells it and there's a deficiency, then you're personally liable for the deficiency. But in that particular agreement that they made, Mr. Bush had the foresight to put that in the contract that they read and agreed to. I mean, banks have lawyers. Lawyers read that. They know what it means. It means that the penalty for defaulting on the loan was the land itself, no more, because they couldn't come after him because it said that in the contract agreement. That's supposed to be binding by law. But you have a Tennessee judge come along, and a Tennessee judge rewrote the contract. And you're not supposed to rewrite a contract. That is against the rules of contract formation and every known principle that they teach you in law school. But you can take the law books and throw them out the window when you get in the hands of a Tennessee judge. They'll do whatever the hell they want to do. And they did. This judge did. This judge took out that provision of the contract. Took it out. So a part that you agreed to takes it out for the big wealthy bank. Takes it out. Puts in the provision that he is responsible for the deficiency. And you're saying, well, he borrowed the money and he defaulted on the loan, so he ought to pay the deficiency. But that's not what the agreement said. That's not what the bank read. That's what he signed to. The agreement was if he defaulted, which happens, that they would just take the land. And that would be the deficiency. That's all they got. Or they shouldn't have wrote the contract out. A contract's supposed to be binding, or it's not worth the paper it's written on. And you say, well, that's all right if it's not worth the paper it's written on. Then you sign any contract and people just do whatever they want to do. So it undermines the security and faith that people have in contracts written in the state of Tennessee affects the United States of America. You can't have faith in a Tennessee contract. They're crooked as hell. They'll rewrite it and make you pay over $500,000, $500,000 is what he had to pay, because the judge, the Tennessee judge, and appeals court judge rewrote the contract to do that, and didn't even have the part in their ruling, in their memorandum opinion, that item was in there, and the consideration they took in taking that out. If they took that part of the contract out, they needed to list, the judge needs to list his reasoning why he took that part of the contract out. Was it unconscionable for the bank? I doubt that. They were getting money back. It wasn't so unfair that it would shock the conscience of the court for a contract to be written that said that if you defaulted on your loan involving property, that the only thing that the bank could get back was that property. No more. You weren't personally liable. They got back the property, which the bank got back the property. But they pulled a fast one, and judges went along. Judges would go along with this stuff. And that wasn't even in the opinion why he took out that item 17 that completely revoked and rewrote the contract in favor of the bank, of course. You know, the rich, mighty bank, over a citizen that's going and asking the court to administrate fair justice. Simple case. Enforce the rules of the contract. Simple. Judges do that all the time. Or do they in Tennessee? No, they don't. They'll rule in favor of the bank. Big fancy bank. So the trial court judge wrote a memorandum opinion in the case, from what I understand, and left out any reasoning why he rewrote a contract. You got to have a reason why you rewrite a contract. You're undermining the security of contracts. So people know, hey, I can sign it, ain't worth the paper it's written on. A big bank can just make you pay more money than what you've agreed to, which is what the bank did. They go before one of their judges. It's their judge. You think it's a fair, unbiased? No, it's not. It's their judge in the state of Tennessee. Love your flag, man. I'm not putting you on camera. God bless you, brother. So yeah, and sometimes you can make friends, good people. I make mistakes, other people do too. So, but people won't admit to the mistakes sometimes. But so you go before a Tennessee judge against a big wealthy opponent. If you don't win on facts and the rule of law, they just tear up the contract and say whatever they want to say, and then leave it out in their opinion. So Brian Bush very upset, and his wife, because the bank sold the property, and the valuation of the property was a little over $1 million, which they bought it. The bank bought it. Imagine that, they bought the bank. They bought the property back. And so they had a valuation of, it was about a little over $1 million. Mr. Bush had an evaluation made where it said the property was about $1.5 million. And so it benefited the bank to have a lower valuation of the property because that's what they were getting back. It benefited Mr. Brian Bush to have a higher evaluation of the property because that's what the bank got back. They got back more, and so they had less that they could sue him for, and they couldn't even sue him in the first place. So shouldn't have been any need for evaluation. The property's the only thing they should have got, and they're the one that bought it back anyway. So they bought it back for a real low price and say that was the evaluation when it was worth much more, if you understand what I'm saying. So the bank did two things, and the judge went along with. First, they denied the contract and said that he was responsible personally, even though it was in the contract that he was not, for any deficiency in the loan after default, even though the contract they signed with the lawyers said that he was not. So they sued him anyway before a Tennessee judge, and it doesn't matter what the rule of law is. And I know the rule of law. I've got a doctor of jurisprudence. It doesn't matter in a Tennessee courtroom. They leave that out of their memorandum opinion. And then they lowballed it, bought it for a real low price, so they could allege that they weren't even supposed to get a deficiency, that they got a real low amount of what they should have got because they lowballed their own property that they bought for $1 million that was worth $1.5 million. So that left $500,000 that they allege that Mr. Brian Bush owed when he didn't owe that much. He didn't owe any, even with the valuation. But they got past the rule of law and went to the rule of y'all, the rule of people in power, the rule of the bank, that just doesn't have any rules other than you pay them every time in front of a Tennessee judge. I'm just telling you, I'm not exaggerating. This is a real case. I had nothing to do with this. It goes on all over the state. They take your children. Highest bidder, your children gets the highest bidder. You risk it if you want to. You think I'm lying to you? Get a divorce. Flip a quarter. Half the people get a divorce. You got kids? You better have some money because you got to buy them back. It ain't justice. It ain't about justice and best interest of the child. That's what the rule book says. The contract rule book says, by law, the contract's binding. If you sign it, you live by it, even if you don't like it, even if the judge don't like it, unless it's unconscionable or illegal contract, which it was neither. And of course, he didn't even write that in his memorandum opinion, why he just violated the rules of contract, because they don't matter in front of a Tennessee judge. So the bank got those two things through a Tennessee trial court judge. And your best chance of winning in a Tennessee courtroom is in front of the trial court judge for a lot of reasons. One, maybe he's a little less bought and paid for at that level. And if you get promoted, you're promoted by the governor, who rules in his rich people's favor that fund his power, fund his campaign. And this is how this works beautifully for them. The system's not broken. It's working beautifully for the people in power like it's supposed to, but it doesn't work for you. Because it's a well-oiled machine. So the trial court adjudicated that the contract provision that he signed, the bank signed, that said he wasn't liable for any deficiency, only the property. Item 7, they just completely took that out. Rewrote the contract and put in that he was liable. So they rewrote the contract, violated rules of contract. Doesn't matter, Tennessee judge adjudicates that. You won't get fairness in a Tennessee courtroom. And then the deficiency that the bank said was he owed them $500,000 for the deficiency in the loan. They got the property back, they bought it, lowballed it. And then their evaluation was counted above Mr. Brian Bush's. So they won two things. Amazing, ain't it? How they win two things that are completely outrageous. They didn't even come down on the difference and compromise anything. They got everything they asked for. They will all the time. And so Brian Bush got showed a lesson about Tennessee judges. I'm trying to tell you without having to go through this twice. So that's what the trial court judge. So he appealed it to the Court of Appeals. And then you got Mr. Clemmy Jr., the dirtbag, his daddy, drunken former governor, that gets any damn thing he wants. Of course he's going to adjudicate for his fellow judiciary and cover up the fact that they've violated rules of contract. He went to the same law school as me. He knows about rules of contracts. He doesn't care about rules of contracts. He cares about his brotherhood, his fellow judges, making the system look credible and legitimate when it's not. And of course they adjudicated both in favor of the judge, the trial court judge, backing up their buddies' lies, trial court lies. And a chancery judge ruled, when he appealed it, that there were issues in the amount of valuation, although she didn't adjudicate that he shouldn't have had to pay any money. They got the property back. That's all they agreed to in the event of a fault. So she didn't even deal with that fraud that was left out by the judge. And she agreed with the Bushes that there were some discrepancies in the valuation, so she lowered the valuation. The big fancy bank that's got lawyers on retainer can keep you tied up in court forever. They know they own the court system. Banks and big money own the court system. It's not blind justice. It's justice with scales, and the bank puts money on the scales, and the judges see the scales and the money going in favor, and they rule in favor of the money, that a lot of times supports their political campaigns, gets a message out that says we're good when they're liars and they're dirtbags, and they'll take your children. They'll take your children, highest bidder to the children, not the best interest of the child. They could care less about your child. They're unjust judges in the state of Tennessee. They affect America. And I'm not saying to beat them up. Now, they'd beat you up. One of them tried to chase me down the road. He's lucky he didn't catch me, because I'm going to defend myself. I don't give a damn who it is. You don't grab hold of me and try to hit me, I'll block the punch. So, and I'm not saying to shoot at judges. Don't do that. I'm not saying to meet them outside the courthouse and gun them down, or go in the courthouse and gun them down. I'm not for any violence whatsoever at all. Don't do that. Please don't do that. That is so wrong. You're part of the problem if you do. What I'm saying is, what they have beat me up for, what they have violently attacked me for, is simply this: to vote them out. Vote them out of office. We got power over these dirtbags. Brian Bush started that. And my torch is an eternal one, hopefully. I don't give up that easily, and I'm not saying he gave up. He filed another suit in 2024 to continue going before the unjust judges in the state of Tennessee, in hopes that, like the widow in the Bible, kept going before him to give her justice, that the judge finally gave her justice after repeated attempts, because he said, because she'll continue to bring it forward and worry him. So he gave her justice just to leave him alone. What the Tennessee courts do, they are so ungodly, so unrighteous, and so demonic. And that's what I said. People say, oh, you said demonic about judges. Yeah, they are. Some of the things they do, the dirtbag pieces of crap that rule in favor of aborting innocent children. I mean, they do, regardless of the law. They got the upper hand on the governor's office. And they need to be voted out of office by the people in Tennessee. That's all I'm saying. Now, they're saying behind their little desk in secret, and we're getting ready to do some legal campaign today, that they're not going to like it. I don't care what they don't like. I'm not going to shoot them down. I'm going to say, don't do that. I'm going to go in front of the courthouse where the judges are at the polling place and say, vote them out. That's my legal right. They won't let me do that. Let's see if I get arrested today. I got beat up by pigs, nasty pigs, walking on the blood of soldiers that gave me that right. I got a right to try to influence elections by telling people don't vote for these dirtbags. They won't let me do that. They're violent, dangerous. It's a criminal syndicate. Criminal syndicate. I got scars to show it. Now, I know how they word it. That I was disruptive at the polls. Hell, they got a newspaper article just the other day. Me being disruptive because I struck a pose. I'm not pointing at anybody, threatening anybody. You know how you make people mad? You make thugs and losers mad. You stand on the truth and disagree with them. You got to go along, or they'll give you a walloping in the newspaper. Go ahead. Thank you for the bad press. Helps the cause. I'm not afraid of you dirty, nasty news and the dirty, nasty people across the state of Tennessee. I'm not afraid of you either. I fear God and not man. And, that'll be a problem for you. It's not a problem for me. We're going to cause a problem for you because you're being nasty. Not all Tennesseans. A lot of you are with me. And I don't blame you for not popping up. It's dangerous. Let me do that. I gotta get people on board, and you can be quietly on board if you want to help out. If you're a fighter like me, hey, pick up the baton and let's go. I got this. Charles Van Morgan, Unbridled News on the ballot in civil litigation. We ain't letting go. They can't beat me enough. They can't waterboard me enough. I'm not going to stop telling the truth. What they can do is write out their own warrants and go to jail because they violate every law known to man behind the judiciary bench and give themselves complete immune sovereignty. And we're looking for ways around that, legally and legitimately. There is. I'm not violent. They are. That's why I'm in danger. Just the other day, I had to make a police report. Somebody tried to hurt me. To get it on the record, and we'll find out what the report says. Real nice officer. And so Brian Bush got sanctioned for bringing the case back and alleging fraud on the court, which is a different issue than the original filing, which was he was seeking justice for easy, simple law, plain and simple. Enforce the contract, judge. That's all he's supposed to do, not hard, unless he can explain why item 17 shouldn't be enforced. And then he needs to explain that in his memorandum, because unconscionability wasn't unfair for a rich bank. The terms weren't so lopsided that it shocked the conscience of the court. Even another judge agreed to lower the amount. And it wasn't an illegal contract to facilitate the sale of drugs. It was a land contract. They got the land back. Probably made a profit off of it. They lowballed it and bought it probably. So he tried to do like the unjust widow did and bring it back again. And Tennessee, they sanctioned him for that. Said he filed a frivolous lawsuit and penalized him, made him pay the bank's attorney fees like they ain't got the damn money. So they put their boot on their neck. And when you try to bring it before the judiciary, even with a favorable ruling by one of the judges that sees it, they stomp on your neck again and double down until you're gone. They try to take the very life out of you. Now, this is a doctor that spent his life helping people, caring for people, and earning money, working every day, hard work, dedication to his profession. And they just took years of his life. How long does it take to make $500,000? And the property got gone, probably the money that he paid for it. $500,000. It takes years to earn that money. And the attorney fee's probably well over $1 million that he's got to pay that wealthy bank. Wow! Over a contract that simply had to be enforced. Not a big deal, and the judiciary in Tennessee wouldn't do it. Why? Because they're dealing with a wealthy bank, and they're going to rule in favor of the money every time. Justice in Tennessee is wide open. It's not, their eyes ain't closed. It's not blind justice. They even know what they're doing. They know they're dirty. Some of them commit suicide. They can't stand the stench that they're doing themselves. And I'm not advocating to commit suicide. I think they ought to write out their warrants and turn themselves into the jail and serve their time, because they're a disgrace to humanity. They're a disgrace to the legal profession. They're a leech on society, and they're not worthless. They're beneficial towards crooks, and they shouldn't be respected. And I'm not telling you not to obey the law, but they shouldn't be respected. And vote them out. Now that'd like to kill me. I guarantee you that's been mentioned in some of their meetings, because I'm actively campaigning, and I'm going to actively campaign today, legally and lawfully, to say vote the Tennessee judiciary out. They're on the ballot, and I'll show you a sample ballot. I already voted. They're on the ballot to retain or not retain in Knox County and all over the state of Tennessee. And I'm advocating, just bringing you one case. There's many more. People lose their children because dirty judges rule in favor of people who got more money, rule in favor of people that are friends with the judge, and take your kids away from you. You say, well, I got the law on my side. It's the best interest of the child. You think that damn dirty judge reads the law book? And if you argue with him, significantly, justifiably, he will criticize you in his courtroom while you're disarmed and use that as an opportunity to show you don't disagree with his rogue ruling. He'll show you, and he'll say some foul things about you in his sovereign court while you're disarmed. If he said that kind of stuff to people out on the street, somebody'd knock him in the head. But they get by with that under their big fancy robes. And they believe it's just human nature, it's sociology. If every time you walked in a room full of people, everybody stood up and when you started to walk out, before you walked out, everybody had to stand up. You get to thinking in your little pea brain, you're God. And whatever you say must have been amazing, even though you wrote lies and ruled for the rich and trampled on the blood of soldiers. That's what Tennessee judges do. Almost every damn one of them. That's what they do. I've met them. I'm not talking about somebody that read a textbook and has read judicial opinions. I'm talking about people that have seen these judges face up. I've been in their damn classrooms. They're dirty as hell. They're sick and pathetic. It's hard to sit through their classes. They're so disgusting. They believe they're so great. They're disgusting as hell. Go meet a judge. You'll see what I'm saying. They're the dirtiest scumbags on the face of the planet that sell out justice. Soldiers die for a judiciary that's honest and that upholds contracts as they're written. That's case law that's went on for centuries. And judges in Tennessee ignore it. Soldiers fought for a fair and unbiased judiciary. Shed their blood for our way of life for that judiciary, and judges walk right over that. They don't care about fairness. They care about their power and their money. And they rule for that every time. They're dirty as hell. And then they have a lot of money to lie to you. So, like, share, and comment. 300 people in here. Let's get about 500, 600. Talking about the Tennessee judiciary. Nobody spits out the truth like I do. Unbridled News, Charles Van Morgan, with facts and evidence. Subscribe to the channel. Let me get this message out. I'm not a rogue person. I'm mainstream. I'm mainstream America. About 80% of Americans believe that we need a special prosecutor's office to prosecute judges and rogue government officials. 80%. That's mainstream. Very extremely popular position. And they say that I'm a conspiracy theorist, that I make people mad. No, I make people happy. Somebody that stand up and saying this until they kill me. They've already tried one time, and I don't want them dead. I want them in jail. I want them voted out of office in jail. That's not too much to ask for a rogue judiciary. Now you have these other political candidates run. That's not the only thing I'm on the ballot. That's just to facilitate the message. And if we win, there'll be some damn judges go to jail. I'm not so much worried about the street criminal out here as I am about the criminal in the judge's robe. And there are many of them. Judge Don Ice, sitting over here adjudicating here in Knox County, where they've allowed a crime to go on, alleged, I'll say. They haven't been convicted, although my opinion is they've been using your drug money, seize your money, they've been using your property, they seize it illegitimately, and then they've been building themselves a brand new fancy commode, duck blinds for their hunting, been living high on the hog off stolen, defrauded money out of you. That's what they've been doing. And the judiciary's known about that for years. They've covered up. Now he's out of power, so they're 10 years after the fact, they're going to do something about it because these sheriff deputies have made somebody mad. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You can't trust the judiciary in the state of Tennessee. So we're going to go in front of the courthouse. Imagine that, where you can almost smell the odor of the stench of the sickness and patheticness of that courthouse. Over here in Knox County, we've had judges in that courthouse. They talk about Kentucky, a case going on, that have raped women in the back hallway and adjudicated in favor of people for drugs and sex at that courthouse. But that's the only time. That has never happened. They took care of that. Yeah, bullshit. It's a cesspool of sickness from Sharman Tissue Island all the way down. And she'd like to kill me. I'd like to have her exposed for the creep that she is. The foul language. You think I talk bad? You ought to listen to that. You ought to listen to that skank in the back hallway. The things she says about people trying to save lives on the highway. The tongue lashings for protecting society. Oh, she thought I was just a toy. Yeah, I'm not their toy. We're fighting for a cause to vote the judiciary out. All I'm asking is expose her and vote her out. She'd like to see me dead. And she'd never go to jail for murder. She clears people of murder all the time. Supreme sovereign control, and these other agencies let them do it. If you get murdered by a government agent, they won't even investigate another agency unless she approves it. So if she's the one that paid it for it, you think she's gonna have another agency investigate it? Hell no, they got the system rigged. So Tennessee dirty judiciary can take everything you own, violate every rule of contract law or every rule of the law itself. You can take the rule of law that's for centuries, well established, easy cases, and you can go throw it in the deepest river that you can find in all the textbooks, because the Tennessee judge will adjudicate the way they want to and find a way to get there illegitimately. They're crooks. They're dangerous to you. They step on the blood of soldiers that fought for honesty in the judiciary. So talking about the Brian Bush case. So he's had to pay probably over $1 million to a wealthy bank in fines and court costs, and now he's not allowed to file another suit concerning that case because it was determined a frivolous lawsuit, trying to do what the widow did. So the judiciary in Tennessee are about as far away from justice as you can get, and people are seeing that. So on the ballot today, you can go vote. It has vote retain the people that the government has appointed. Now that ought to give you a clue. The government's appointed a lot of these judges to rule for them. They didn't appoint them to rule for you. They won't rule for you. They've appointed them because they're yes people. They're not even adjudicating anything. These judges don't go and take it under consideration, your argument and the government's argument, like you think. I've got a law degree, JD, I know what they do. I've seen it in action. They go in their desk and they read over your court filings. They read over the government's court filings, and they're handpicked, appointed to rule for the government. And they're not considering whether or not you have a case. Now they make it sound like it in their questioning of you. They sit there like they're unbiased, and they're listening to you very closely to try to figure out how they can rig things in favor of the government. And if they can't, because the contract is too well written verbatim, they just leave that part out and don't put that in their memorandum of opinion like it wasn't even in there, and rewrite it and get by with it. And then you appeal it, and Judge Clemmy Jr. and other judges back up their buddy and help the damn bank out like they need money and rip off you, the citizens. And this just isn't about Mr. Brian Bush, who got over 5,000 votes running for Congress, running for a federal government political position. This is about you and these dirty judges that you'll come in front of. Thank you. Yeah, we got some. If you ever have to go to court, and if you think that you won't have to go to court, you can be walking down the street, a free citizen, doing nothing wrong, accosted by a police officer who knows a judge, or maybe his aunt is a Supreme Court justice who has said that he'll put you in jail. He don't care about the Constitution. You're going for the ride, going to jail, and then you go before one of the judges that he promotes. And so just walking down the street, you're subject to you're subject to not the law, you're subject to them and their rogue laws. So if you think, well, I had a guy say this to me, well, when I was talking about the judiciary, well, I try to stay away from the court, I obey the law. So that's a simplistic view. It doesn't matter if you obey the law. That don't matter. They don't care about that. If you're alive in America, you're subject to them dragging into court for walking on the sidewalk. There's a beautiful view. Wow, almost 300 people. Like, share, and comment. For what they have now partly criminalized, being on a sidewalk in America can get you arrested because they may do laws in a public place. So it doesn't matter if you're obeying the law. They get mad at you or need to stick somebody with a crime and you're gone. And you say, well, the law, it's in the contract, or I didn't violate that element of the law. That don't matter. That don't matter to a Tennessee judge. They will say you're guilty when you're not. I mean, let's not whitewash around this. Tennessee judiciary is dirty as hell for the most part. They'll put you in jail for doing nothing wrong for years and years, and maybe on death row. And if you say people from other countries, maybe you're a little safer. It's a little harder for them to go overseas. Maybe you're saying, well, I'm in California. I'm in New York. Ain't got no jurisdiction over me here. They have in the state of Tennessee, the judiciary has approved putting someone on death row that was in another state. They reached across state lines, put them on death row for somebody that never set foot in Tennessee, except for the day that he was answering for a murder charge that occurred in Tennessee. He wasn't even here on that day. He had 30 witnesses that said that where he was in another state on that day. They didn't even call all of them, and they put him on death row, never stepped a foot in Tennessee, so he's accused of a crime. So if you live in another state and you think you're exempt, I obey the law in my state, Tennessee will reach across the state lines and throw you in jail. So don't listen to me. It's at your own demise. I'm trying to warn you. Sound the alarm. The British are coming. The government's coming. Hell, they got flock cameras out. They know where you're at all across the world almost. They'll find you and put you in jail. There's not even a semblance of doing right anymore. They look at pure evil and rewrite the story. It's wicked as hell. You say, well, I got a videotape, proves I didn't do anything wrong. That video don't mean anything to them. They'll put a different narrative on the facts in the video and change it. And if it's too incriminating, they won't even release it. If they've got control over it, you should be going and voting the judiciary out of office in the state of Tennessee if you value your rights. If you think that because you obey the law, you're fine, then you're wrong. That doesn't matter in a Tennessee courtroom. Go sit in some of the court hearings and listen to some of these nasty, stinchy, dirty judges. I've met them, I know them. Met them close up, sat in their classrooms for hours, appalled and disgusted at these sick, pathetic individuals that belong in jail, and they're teaching the law. And they know they can teach whatever they want to. When you get into a court, that's their sovereign world, and they can decide anything they want or do anything they want, and they have sovereign immunity. They could literally come across the bench and punch you in the head during a court proceeding, and they would be completely immune from any kind of prosecution. They can do whatever the hell they want to do in their courtroom. And they do. So if you think that obeying the law is going to get you out of being in a Tennessee courtroom, you ask people who are on death row, and if you think being in another state is going to get you out of a Tennessee courtroom, you ask people that have been on death row that never stepped foot in Tennessee. So I'm telling you, if you're in another state, call Tennesseans. Tell them to vote, and we're going to fight for your rights today. This is serious business. This isn't a joke. This is not fun and games. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get this message out. If you want a fair judiciary, you got to show up at the polls today in Knoxville, all across the state, and vote these scumbags out of office. They're dirty as hell. They ought to be in jail. So we're going to talk about the specifics of the Brian Bush case and go over some of the road decisions in the Tennessee courtroom. Hang on, we got some great stuff for you. It's very interesting. Showing up at our signature location. Look out for snipers, and then we may go down to the courthouse if we got time, and hand out some flyers past the 20-foot barrier against the judiciary, ask people to vote them out. That's dangerous work. Why? Because we got honest judges? No, because we got dirty as hell judges. So it looks like they've cleaned this stuff off here today. Kind of burned me. Almost 400 people. Come on in, like, share, and comment. Got some good stuff for you today. Talking about the dirty judiciary and some cases that they have ruled against people in spite of the law and facts. They don't care about that. That doesn't matter to these judges. And we might go, if we got time, hand out some of these flyers. Let's say to replace the judiciary in the state of Tennessee. Replace. And because there's early voting today, starts at 10 o'clock. And we might go down there and vote them out. Try to get them voted out. Now, I already did. I already cast a ballot. And I put replace on every one of the judges. Notice that they don't even have anybody running against them. I mean, in the governor's race, there's two high-powered people, two career politicians that are fighting it out. And both of them, at least, are going at each other and running each other down. So you have two competing sides in the Republican Party, and even a leading Democrat that's pointing out deficiencies in the other side's electability. And so I wouldn't call it fair, because both of them getting, let me adjust my shirt here. Both of them are getting money from influence that they're upholding to. But when a judge gets elected, he's not running against anybody. It's replace or retain. No other side except me. I'm going to campaign against them. But they try to put me in jail for that. You can't speak against the judiciary. Evidently, there's no law that says that. But they like to write the rules. Make them up as they go along, which is dirty as hell. So here's my sample ballot. Just want to show you real quickly. My sample ballot. Betsy Henderson. I voted for her. So I would recommend voting for her. Becky Henderson. It's a sample ballot. That's the only one I voted for. I left these others blank. I'm not voting for these people. Now this lady here, this dirty judge here, Andrea Klain. Now she's running against this lady for the Sessions judge, but I don't know her. She's a Democrat, so I'm not voting for her. So I didn't vote for either one because I don't like her either. So the other justices, Kyle Hickson, replace. Sherry M. Wagner, replace. Sharon William Phillips, replace. Steve Malone, replace. Western, Briley M. Smith, replace. Stacey L. Street, replace. Replace. So you got a choice on the ballot. And that was my ballot. I voted to replace every damn one of them. And I'm recommending that you do the same. As you look at the beautiful background, I'm recommending you do the same. Vote to replace. And I'm going to walk down to the voting area past the 20-foot line, and I'm going to hand out flyers that promote exactly that. That's perfectly legal and legitimate. They don't have opponents, they're just replaced. Except for that Klein lady who sat in this courtroom for years under Baumgardner and ignored that. So put her in as a judge. And she ignored a rapist judge. That, how she couldn't have known about it, I don't know. So thank the newspaper that wrote a rogue story about me. We'll use that as a campaign flyer. I'm the only one out here that's willing to stand up to these corrupt people. I mean, we went to a lodge full of lodge voters, you know, the rich, wealthy people. Of course they didn't like what I'm saying. They don't want to replace the judges because the judges rule in their damn favor. Why would they want to replace a judge that they don't have to have laws and fact in their favor? They got the judge in their pocket. They got a little mouse in their pocket. It's called a Tennessee judge. Replace them. Of course they don't like me. In these lodge attended voters that are biased. Most of y'all don't have the money to go to attend one of these, be a member of one of these lodges. Notice where they had the hearing at one of the lodges. So we're going to go pass out these flyers probably. That's a political advertisement. It says replace the judiciary. Replace. Nothing criminal about that. Nothing wrong about that. That's my opinion. You don't have to listen, but that's what I'm saying. And I'm going to say it. No one on here, they can't put me in jail enough. They can't beat on me enough unless they kill me, and then this Ray Ipsa Loquitur thing speaks for itself. I'm not suicidal. I don't take unnecessary chances. You know, they put a hit job out on me. Nothing illegal about campaigning against the judiciary. Who else does that? For you. For you. So we got several of them we'll hand out in front of the courthouse. Behind the 20-foot line, let's see if we get put in jail today. We're campaigning against the judiciary, saying, hey, vote for them. I'm not saying shoot them, kill them. Don't do anything violent to them. Vote them out. Vote them out. That's all. They won't let me do that. Can you imagine that? That's how much they think they own the rule of law. And they do right now. Until you vote them out. Vote out the judiciary. Don't retain them. So, God judges in the earth. Right now, right here. So even if we lose, and these judges get retained, and they make another ruling against me, I have no First Amendment rights. They've literally adjudicated against me that I have no First Amendment rights in the state of Tennessee while running for public office. Wow. Well, let me tell you what, the judiciary didn't give me that right, God does. And I will say politically what I want to say that's justified and truthful. God judges in the earth. Get this point. God judges in the earth. This is a fight worth having. But God's the ultimate arbitrator of good and evil. I'm not the arbitrator. This is what I think. With all my heart and mind, I've researched, I've seen it. I know this to be the truth. Judges in Tennessee are dirty as hell. From experience, I've met them. But God's the ultimate arbitrator of good and evil. Regardless if these people win the election, God judges in the earth. God judges in the earth. 13 years and 11 months and 21 days. Approximately 13.98 years from the day Tracy trots to the bathroom, lied on me, and took my job for protecting society, and I'm still protecting society to this day. I just changed the target. The target first was on clean up the roads, which I did. The roads were safer when I was out on the road. And they just changed the target. I'm a fighter, that's what I do. Pretty damn good at it. And do it legally, legitimately, with votes and public truth that persuades. And 13 years from the day, 11 months, that Tracy Trotz to the bathroom lied on me. He's 6 foot underground. He's dead, off the planet. Died in his 60s, relatively young age. God judges in the earth. God judges in the earth. Now, a lot of times, and I'm speaking secularly too, but I am a Christian. I do fear God. So that enters into the equation wherever I go. I'm a God-fearing person. These people are not. They think they do whatever they want to do. No, they can't. You can pray about stuff. When people mistreat you, don't shoot them. Pray about it. Pray about it. Pray about them in their life. Pray they'll repent, confess, make it right. They won't. You can pray that. They might sometimes. 13 years after he lied about me and endangered my life and my children, doxed me, put me out in the news, front page. He's dead in his 60s. God judges in the earth. Now, people make fun of me. I know what I know. I believe what I believe. In his 60s, died with the best health care in the world that some people have. They have. Mr. Trott had. That I don't have, and I'm still alive. How'd he die with the best health care in the world? I think God judges in the earth. 13 years later, he's dead. Now, he said a bunch of bad stuff about me that was false, alive, and venomous, sick, pathetic man. Oh boy, he was on it then. He was alive, and he can do whatever he wants to do. I prayed about it. Charles Van Morgan prayed about it. 13 years later, hey, Mr. Trott, what you got to say about Charles Van Morgan? Hey, you know the lies you told? I don't hear anything. Do you hear anything? I'm still here. Trots to the bathroom. He was a deacon in a church. Can you imagine that hypocrisy? Now, I'm going to teach Trump a few things. He doesn't speak ill of the dead. Why not? They're giving him a legacy like he was a asset to the law enforcement community. No, he wasn't. He was a dirty liar. That increased the fatality rate. More children are dead because of him. Children got released. Their perpetrators of drunk driving wrecks got released because of Tracy Trotz to the bathroom. Am I lying, Tracy Trotz? Oh, he can't answer me. He's 6 foot underground. I'm still here. I can still talk, and I will. I'm not afraid of Tracy Trotz. I'm afraid of God, and God's not telling me not to tell the truth. He says don't bear false witness. This is truthful. Tracy Trotz was a dirtbag liar. That's disgusting. Of course the establishment lifts him up. He lifted up the establishment that's dragging people dead on the roads. So, God judges in the earth. We'll tell you about some more people. God judges in the earth. And there is a Tennessee state trooper. Wow, a sergeant, stripes on, that was doing things that would get me killed. That's where this whole thing started. And I was out cleaning up the roads. Less children killed, seeing bad wrecks and thinking, what can I do about this? This bothers me, seeing little children dead. So I'd go out and try to get people off the road before they crashed when they were drunk and try to be good to them. I never had problems out of people for the most part. One in 1,000 maybe, 1 in 100. But he lied on me, used a death. This is how sick this man is. Used a death to facilitate a lie against me. Blamed me for somebody else's actions. Imagine, that's a pretty high standard when I'm responsible for somebody else's drunkenness. No one in that drunken party that gave a 20-year-old alcohol underage was charged with any crime. I'm out on the roads trying to get him stopped to protect his life and everybody else's life. And they blame that somebody else's conduct on me. I'm not responsible for Mr. Anito's conduct. He's responsible for himself. Paid a high price for it. He shouldn't have done what he did. I had nothing to do with doing anything wrong. I was trying to save his life, and they endanger my children over that. God judges in the earth. God still judges in the earth. There's a lot of trucks out there still, Lionel Russell. 43 days after he defamed me all over the world, endangered my life, endangered my children's lives, which I won't forget, Lionel Russell. I'm on you. Once I get on the trail, boy, I ain't getting off of it. Now, you can apologize, correct the record, suffer the consequences, and we'll go from there. But I'm on you. And we'll be effective. Don't worry about that. We got it. 43 days after God judged the earth, he was in a horrible crash. Truck hit him. Imagine that. God sent a truck. Now he reframes it that tried by fire. No, he was judged by God. See how they frame it? Because he took off by deceit and callousness. He went to a man's house where his 20-year-old son had just died, killing himself in a drunken wreck, and blamed that on somebody that he had a vendetta against. In cold callousness, knowing that a death would infuriate the public, and they just look at the death and blaming somebody, they go on emotions, not on facts. Knowing that. And 43 days after, he'll never be a trooper either. I could still be a trooper. They can hire me back. They could, they won't, but I'm just saying, there's plenty of trucks out there, Tennessee Highway Patrol, I pray, a lot. 43 days after, he lied on me, a truck hit him. A truck hit him. Here he is, standing beside the dirtbag colonel, and there's his brother. He's not lowering the fatality rate. Promoted cronyisms. Cronyisms. He doesn't have a JD, he doesn't have a degree in criminology. He doesn't save people out on the roads. That's how these people do. Lionel Russell. Now he was a state trooper. First Baptist Church, Madisonville. He's a member of a church, you can trust him. Basic Police Academy. Now it is nothing against the church, but there's people in the church that use that to get credibility. I'm a member of this church, but that doesn't make them credible. 43 days after he lied on me, God judges in the earth. Wow, yeah. It literally killed him dead on the scene. God judges in the earth. Now we got to do what we got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. But God judges. Got hit by a truck, killed him on the scene, dead. An ambulance just happened to be close by and brought him back to life there on the interstate on I-40, right next to the 380, brought him back to life. Now that's God's providence. Took him off the road. My personal opinion is it would be a better world if he's not here. I don't wish his death, I wish his incarceration. So he's been got elected, people feel sorry for him. Because he's got people running for him that are friends with the media. Now, if you've seen a video of him, you'll see how this man acts behind public power. That's how he acted with me. Told victims, family victims of a mass murder in a school in Nashville that their children were killed, told them to get out of the room. Cleared a room where they were at when their children were killed. Even admitted he done wrong, apologized for it later. So, put my picture out on the front page of the paper saying that I let a little child burn to death. A lie. Put me and my children in danger. And then God sent a truck. God judges in the earth. And here's Mr. Trott. Mr. Tracy Trott's in the back room. You're a fat liar perjurer. I say, let me hear Tracy Trott's got more lifestyle. This is the truth I'm telling about him. Oh, I don't hear him. I can't hear you, Trotz. What are you trying to say? Oh, you're dead at a relatively young age. And it's not wrong. People, you can think whatever you want to. I'm going to do what I got to do, what's right. And it's not a vendetta. It's to protect society. He caused little children to get dead. So calling him names, it's pretty low on the list of what that thug dirtbag did. And if you let him get by with that and have a legacy of an honorable person, then you have people like Matt Perry thinking it don't matter what I do, they're going to give me a good legacy. Some people might. Little Matty boy, coddled, sissy. If I'm still here, and I bet I will be, I'll run your nasty ass down. Matt Perry, they don't think you have any constitutional rights. I can do whatever I want to do. People will honor me like they did Trotz. We know how nasty he was. Fat liar, perjurer. What you got to say, Trotz? I'm listening to. Oh, he ain't saying nothing. Why? Because he's dead. And that ain't all I got to say about him. How about this piece of shit? Hey, Trotz, I'm calling you a piece of shit. I don't hear him. He said a lot, defaming me wrongly. I'm telling the truth about him. He can't say nothing to me. Wow, I won that battle, didn't I? Hey, Trotz, where you at, boy? Where you at, dirty boy? Oh, you ain't got nothing to say. Where you at, lying little Russell? Oh, you're in power right now. I've seen the wicked in great power spreading himself like a green bay tree, but I looked again and he was not. You know, you might beat me in this election, you might, but you won't beat God. And God's sovereign. I don't know what to do. I know what happened to this fat liar. I know what he did. I'm not no one to mess with. God talented me with the ability to fight like hell. I'm not afraid of you or anybody on this damn planet. I fear God. He says don't kill. I'm not killing anybody. I'm saying to vote them out. This is politics. Wide open. You ever seen it this wide open? People are afraid, oh, somebody might hate me. They already do. They already hate you too. It doesn't matter. Make them hate you a little worse. Double down. Trotz released hundreds of drunk drivers. Trot released hundreds of drunk drivers, causing hundreds more people to get killed by pursuing a fake case. Charles Van Moore, yes, people are contributing. Thank you very much for the contribution. Let's see what it says. Does Trump have fruits of the Spirit? If a man has bad fruits, the man is bad. Okay, well, let's see what else they said here. Thank you for contributing. I appreciate that. And we'll read the other comments here in a minute. But, hey, Trotz, I said you lied, you pursued a fake case. What you got to say about it? I'm listening to Trotz. Oh, he's dead. He can't attack me anymore. I'm still alive. And this is not venom, this is the truth. And people are afraid to speak the truth. Why? Somebody gonna get you? They might. I'd be more afraid of running from terroristic, nasty, dirty people. I learned that lesson when I was about 8 years old. Than I would stand up and saying the truth about them. Don't worry about them. It's okay. You'll survive it. I did. It's kind of fun and rewarding to stand up for yourself. It's not that hard. Do they have your goat? Do they have your number? Don't let them. Speak the truth to power. It'll be okay. We'll beat the hell out of them at the polls. God judges in the earth. A lot. So, hello.
What you doing here?
I'm doing a video about the government. How you doing?
Good. What does that one say?
These are
Dishonest and
flyers about people in the government. So yeah.
I just think whenever they get taken away from duty, they probably had like a reason because they like killed someone on accident, or they just got caught with the law in some kind of way. Besides that, we're heading to church. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, serve the Lord. That's right. Yeah, you can say hi. Hello.
Hi, I'm John.
John. Hello, John.
We just stopped somebody from having gummy bears from our stuff. We're gonna head to church. This is my friend
hello.
Lee. Can you say hello? He's the dude making a video.
Yeah, I'm making videos about the
state.
You got about 300 people on here listening to you. So evidently, speaking the truth to power is popular. Here,
I don't remember the truth. Not all of it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, if you're going to church, the Lord Jesus Christ, that's the truth. Here's your flyer if you want one. All I'm doing is advocating voting the judiciary out of office, replace them. They won't let me do that. Put me in jail for doing that. Can you imagine that?
For voting?
Yeah, oh yeah. That's how dirty these people are. Replace the judges. I can say that.
Yeah, replace the judges.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I have to go to court on the 6th and 12th.
Yeah, dirty judges, ain't they?
Yeah. Oh, you're losing some flyers.
Oh, yeah. Let me grab them here.
How do judges become judges?
They get
School? It's okay. I'll read more.
they get appointed by the governor,
What's your name, sir?
Charles Van Morgan.
Charles Van Morgan.
Yeah, nice to meet y'all.
I mean, what's the career path of a judge? I mean, do they go to law school? Do they start out as lawyers?
Yeah, they go to law school and then they get appointed by the governor, who appoints them because they're going to rule in his favor against you. So whatever the governor wants is what he adjudicates. That's what I think.
Well, how did the governor get in office?
People, a small part of the public voted for him because most people don't vote. So he gets a small part of people that he's going to do favors for. Like if I'm running for governor, which I am, I'll say, well, hey, if you'll vote for me, I'll give you a position in the government and you'll make a lot of money and your kids. Will you vote for me?
I'll vote for you.
Yeah. But what if I say, vote for me because I'm going to try to protect you and all the public. I'm not going to promise you any favors. See, they promise people favors. That's how they vote for them. So I'm just saying, the government's crooked as hell. And that's what I'm standing up against. And they literally beat me up, threatened to put me in jail, all kinds of stuff. We're going to go in front of the courthouse right here in a minute and pass this out. That's what I gave you there. You can have another. And pass that out.
Charles Van Morgan endorses Betsy Henderson for Knox County Mayor.
Because she's not going to increase taxes, she says.
Things are crooked.
And then no retention for all the judges. See, it's on there for you. Retain them or keep them in there. They're not even running against people. So I'm saying replace, and asking people to do that.
Well,
Amen.
Well, I mean, who's going to? What if nobody else knows how to be a judge? I mean, who's going to replace them?
Oh, God.
Well, then when I get in office, or at least when you're fighting a war, and this is political war, you have to do the other side damage. You can't worry about rebuilding it yet. You just got to annihilate them politically, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right. Not violently, but
right.
But, yeah.
So I know, and politics is civilized warfare.
Yeah.
And so I know that these judges are dirty. So let's worry about that later because we can't get good people in there until we get them out. And if enough of them get replaced, they'll think, hey, wait a minute, that last judge got replaced because Charles Van Morgan people voted us out. So maybe I need to be a little bit more honest than I was before. So it puts pressure on them. Nothing's going to be perfect on this world, but we got to put pressure on them to do right. That's why the Lord Jesus Christ died for us. We're in a fallen world.
Your collar is on the back.
Oh, thank you. We're in a fallen world. Yeah, there you go, brother. We're in a fallen world, but we still got to fight to try to get a semblance of right till we meet the true judge, God Almighty.
Hallelujah.
And Jesus is king.
And whenever the people go crazy and they start, my friend Lee and I, he said, we're going to this church. What time is it, Lee?
No, we're going to the one that has. We're going to the one that has snacks, but that's not until we still got a couple hours. But
We're on
anyway,
a footpath. We're both homeless. My friend here, he has like psoriasis and he likes drugs, and drugs aren't healthy. You know, the police see you do drugs, they'll take you in. Me, I used to smoke weed in my younger youth. I just didn't pass school. I was born in '95. My parents are deceased. My sister, she was born in '97, and her boyfriend or fiance or husband, they don't have a ring or whatever. It's not like official. But
Tell your story, man.
I was born in '95, September 13th. I got to go to court here on the 6th and the 12th for possession of heroin. And I wasn't going to do the heroin. I just found the heroin. My friend had to drop off for heroin. I picked it up. You know, he kind of, whatever. But I just got like no trespassing over at the store, just walking around. I'd signed my right to own a firearm away. I was in Moccasin Bend, and it's just, they sedate people, put them under. Right. It's just, and I freaked out the control room, the computer people that, they give you drugs and water. They, how they like medicine people. You need to take Prozac and shit like that. There's no real, I haven't taken headache medicine in like years. I don't I want people to be free, do their thing. Like today, the sun's up. I got my friend Lee here. He's probably holding drugs. I can't stop that. It's his own life. I can't just be like, and he'll be like, I'm going over here. I'm going to go do drugs with so-and-so. Like he has this magician he gets high with. They smoke weed. You can't have cannabis for life. Weed's the devil. James, if you really want to look up somebody who's a great person, James Mays, James Dude saved my life. I'm
You
talking.
almost ruined the effect there. I mean, if you mention the magician, people are gonna think I'm not doing real drugs. They're gonna think it's all fake or something, John. And you can't talk about the magician because he never has real drugs. It's always fake. Well, okay.
Weed opening your mind is fine.
Products are real, but all that other stuff is fake.
But you never tried real drugs.
Well, anyway, that's even worse because
drugs are owned by doctors. We're not having
judges have convicted people apparently of this charge called criminal simulation. It's where people do magic tricks. They pretend to they do that thing where they say, hey, that you thing where you're like, you gotta throw salt over your shoulder, if you're like, superstitious or whatever. So they throw salt over their shoulder and then they pretend that this salt is drugs. I've never seen anything like it.
I just believe we shouldn't have, younger disobedient people make pornography and stuff like that. I mean, if you like to draw, you like to draw. If you like to open your mind, you like to open your mind. But I'm just saying that people like clean, people like hair, and you shouldn't put your kid to make cartoons and not be educated and then grow up selling pornography of their body. That stuff was horrible. We were actually looking at some pornography over there at McDonald's. We were just looking at it, nothing wrong. We're above 18. We're above 21 now. So, we get carded. You got to get carded before you drink or steal. There's some people that steal alcohol. I've been in dumb situations with my mother and father where they take drugs. They beat the hell out of each other. My sister, she didn't have tattoos her whole life. Now she has tattoos. I got one tattoo, I got this with my half sister and my father. My mother, she was drinking alcohol. It was somewhere here in Tennessee in an orange building. I know Ed's watching. Hi, Ed Glenn. Hi, Malcolm Smith.
You got almost 500 people watching, so.
Here's what I.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Hemp is fine.
Listen,
just keep it away from me.
Look,
and don't double toke. Don't share.
Hey,
don't be like puff pass unless you know
Let me
him.
see this puffball
I think
here.
you ought to stay stone cold sober. Man.
Hey, listen.
Stay Stone Cold
I'm not a
sober.
cop.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Y'all have made my day.
I can't-
Dude, thank y'all.
Hallelujah.
Very much. God bless you.
I can't tell. With politics.
Oh, hey, check this out.
I mean, politicians are liars, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Aren't they kind of like magicians? They kind of like. Don't they sort of use misdirection and that whole bait and switch mentality? Like,
Pretty smart guy.
look over here, don't look at this. This is the problem.
There you go.
Look, check
Right.
this out. I bought this at Rocket Physics, the Megan movie. I'm not going to open it for life. Billy Ellis, you rock. You rock, Billy Ellis.
Woo! Anyway,
It's got a poster.
Okay.
I can't. I honestly can't tell what's true and what's deception anymore when it comes to politics.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I can't tell what's fake and what's real when it comes to crime. I have too many friends that
China, you're number
pretend to commit
China,
crime
number
so
one.
they can pretend to be cops so they can pretend to be cool. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's so many people that play pretend. I feel like we've all regressed and become teenagers again. It makes absolutely no sense. And I've met people who still are working in offices, in cubicles, behind computers, pretending to do their jobs. And artificial intelligence is doing their jobs for them. Sort of. When it works. But it's got a mind of its own. They argue with the AI trying to get it to write the code. They can't remember how to write anymore. It's so strange.
I'm gonna go pass out some of these flyers. Thank y'all so very much. You made my day.
For letting us be on your...
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank y'all. So we're gonna go down, pass out some flyers, and we'll finish the rest of the show tomorrow. I'm standing on God's promises, but I believe that you ought to stay stone cold sober. But we're gonna go pass out some flyers downtown and ask people to vote against the Tennessee judiciary, and we'll see if we get put in jail. So come on, we're going down here. Run into some people down here that pretty interesting people. God loves everybody. So and go figure. I'm not a cop anymore. I don't enforce the law. So he's got drugs on him. That's not my deal. So my thing is people stay sober. So we're going to go down here to the polling location and pass out flyers, leaflets. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And yeah, thank you. Yeah. So we've got a few fans. So man, almost 400 people in here. Thank y'all so very much. God bless y'all. Makes it worth it. And subscribe to the channel, like and share. And let's get this message out against the Tennessee judiciary. Don't retain them. That's all I'm saying. So they're blocking the road here, trying to deliver something. So hello. Pretty good. So y'all be careful. So trying to get the judiciary voted out of office, put pressure on them to do what's right, and see how well that works out, and see if I get put in jail for wow, coming at me pretty fast, for trying to get the Tennessee judiciary vote out of office. It's perfectly legal, but legal doesn't matter in the state of Tennessee. It depends on the whim of a dirty judge, and that's one reason we need to vote them out. So we're going to go down here to the courthouse, where it's right in front of the courthouse where judges go, and also they are having early voting. I think it starts at 10. And we're going to try to influence the election politically, which I'm allowed to do, and ask people to vote the judiciary out of office. And we'll see what happens. Peacefully, non-violently stand up against the powerful judiciary in the state of Tennessee, as we've done all across the state. Now, they've already punished me by saying I don't have any First Amendment rights. That's not a legitimate legal ruling. That I don't have to abide by rulings that aren't legal. That's my God-given right. And I'm going to stand on my God-given right. And it's also against the Constitution in the United States of America. So the judiciary is violating the Constitution in America. And we're going to go down here and try to stand up against these people for putting out rogue rulings. Okay, it went off for a second here. So we're down here at the city county building. Make sure we're behind the 20-foot line. So I don't see the 20-foot line. I don't see where it's at. So let's see. Yeah, we're down here at the city county, but I don't see where the 20-foot line is at. Oh, there's the boundary line right here. Here's the boundary for the 20-foot line. So we went off for a little while. Here's the 100-foot boundary display prohibited beyond this point. So display of campaign posters. Hundred-foot boundary. Display of campaign posters, signs, or other campaign materials, or solicitation of voters prohibited beyond this line. So beyond that line, they're prohibited. That means over here on this side of the line, they're not supposed to be. So we're going to hand out flyers and see if people want to vote against the judiciary. And we're allowed to do that behind the line. So here's the line right here. Comes comes right here. So I'm not allowed to pass out flyers on the other side of this line, but I'm allowed to on this side of the line. So let's see if they will let us do that. I don't think they will, but we'll see if the police are called for I'm engaging in a politically constitutionally protected activity. Let's see if they let me do that. I don't know. We'll see. So here we go. Whoops. Let me turn this over here. Politically constitutionally protected activity here at the polls. And we'll see if they let me pass out flyers. They may not, I don't know. We will see. We shall see. So here we go, got a bunch of them. A bunch of my flyers. So here we go, the flyers we got here. Hello, y'all going to vote this morning?
No.
Would you like a flyer about the judiciary?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we will pass out some flyers here about the judiciary. You going to vote this morning?
No, not this morning.
Would you like the leaflet about the judiciary? So they put me in jail for saying that one time, so if that tells you how the judiciary does. Perfectly political, illegal activity they don't let you do. That's the judges you're gonna go in front of. So we're out here, so right here in front of the courthouse, in front of these nasty, dirty Tennessee judges. And that's the truth, they are. They'll put you in jail, take your money, take everything you got, lie on you, and get by with it. And they'll keep getting by with it till you vote them out. And we're behind the line. We're allowed to do this. This is America, isn't it? Or is it? Is it America? You going to vote today?
No, sir.
Would you like some material about the judges in Tennessee?
Sorry?
Would you like some material about the judges in Tennessee? I'm not filming you, the judiciary in Tennessee, unless you want me to.
I know all the judges in Tennessee.
Do you? Well, you know they're dirty then, don't you?
Everybody's working for a living, sir.
No, they're not working for a living. They're working for our money and stealing from us. That's politically protected activity. As if they put me in jail again today for speaking the truth against power. So he says he's friends with them, and he says they're good because he's friends with them. So, you know, there you go. Somebody testifying in their favor that's friends with them. Of course they do. If you're friends with them, of course you say, yeah, they're good. See, that's just I know every one of them, they're good working for a living. They're not working for a living. They're working for our living. Working for our money. You going to vote today, sir?
Already did.
Would you like some information about the judges in Tennessee, how dirty they are?
I know all about them.
Yeah, you know how dirty they are then, don't you? Let's see if they arrest me today for political activity. I double dog dare them. You can't say judges are dirty in Tennessee, although they are. They're dirty as hell. They're disgusting people. Put you in jail. Yeah, all across, are they dirty all across the state?
There's a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them.
There
Well,
might be one or two good ones, but
can I put you on camera? Do you mind?
I don't know.
There might be one or two that's good, right? Oh, you said it right. Here's, you want a flyer?
There might be one or two that's good around the state and the country, but for the most part, it's all dirty and crooked and bad.
I love your crosses there. You want to speak to you want to talk to him? Is a microphone. There you go. I seen you on television the other day. He was advertising for you. So, yeah.
That's good. I just enjoy coming out and playing for everybody. Try to be a light in this dark world. We got too much darkness going on. We need more lights.
There you go. God bless you. I enjoyed your show. Come out and she's out here playing a street musician. Come out here and contribute to her. She's disabled. You got hit by somebody when you were a kid, didn't you?
Yeah, back in '93, I got hit by a pickup truck. The pickup truck was driven by a school bus driver who, last I saw a couple of years ago, he was either the superintendent or owner of a school bus line. And that's after hitting me.
Right.
And he got away with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how crooked this world is.
Yeah. Wow. So what's your name?
Cindy.
Cindy, come out here and if you're here, give Cindy, I don't have any money with me, give her some money for playing beautiful music for you. She's handicapped and does the best she can. Imagine a handicapped person out here making a living playing music, still trying to work hard and putting out blessings. That is wonderful. There's still good in the world, isn't there? And you're one of them.
Yeah, there is still some good in the world. It's just becoming fewer and far between with everything is going on.
Right. And I'm just trying to get rid of some of the bad, which is necessary. And you're a light. So, but you agree with me. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, but you're right. There's some of them that are good. There's some of them are good.
Yeah, but they're it's in the minority, and when the majority rules, that don't help.
Right. Hey, this is just somebody I met on the street here, seen her on television. They're saying the same thing I'm saying. So I'm in the majority of people that aren't in the courthouse that believe that what I'm saying. So I'm mainstream. People believe this. Got two crosses on you.
The majority of Americans, a lot of them, unfortunately, don't vote. But majority of Americans don't like what's going on around this country, state, and world.
Right. So, amen. You're saying the same thing I say. You know. So thank you so much. God bless you. I see you got two crosses on there. Are you a Christian?
You sure am.
Amen. So you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, right?
I try to live my life every day the way He taught us to.
Right. Amen. God bless you. You can tell because of what's in your heart and how beautiful you are. And out here working handicapped. That's amazing. Some people just don't do nothing.
I see so many people that once they get a check, they're like, I give up.
Right.
And I did for many years, I admit that. But then I got tired of just sitting at home doing nothing. So I started coming out, and then I found out about the melodica, and that just gave me even more reason to come out and try to brighten people's day.
You are a wonderful person. Can I give you a hug? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Let me give you a hug here. That's wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. God bless you. Come out here and support her in her work in providing beautiful music for y'all. We'll give out some more flyers. Thank you for taking that. Whoops. Thank you for taking our flyer. You can give it to somebody if you want to, but yeah, we're trying to get all the judiciary voted out so we can replace them with good ones. God bless you, I pray. So there's a lot of support out here for what we are trying to say. We'll stand out here and campaign against the judiciary in the state of Tennessee in this crooked city-county building where these nasty judges are at, and see if we can't get people that are voting or going to vote right across the streets of the federal courthouse. So yeah, and the voting booth is right in here to your right. You just go right down here to the city-county building, or there's a lot of other places, and I think you can vote after 10 today. And the last time that I was in here, the county mayor, after I voted, the county mayor, who he's representing Marsha Blackburn Yu on the ballot, was standing right outside the polls inside the 20-foot barrier. The wrestler, Mr. Kane, was inside the 20-foot barrier and talking to somebody, standing there, lounging around inside the 20-foot barrier. And he is on the campaign staff for Marsha Blackburn Yu. He wasn't voting. He was standing right outside the polls, lording around, obviously letting people know who he was, and people know he's backing up Marsha Blackburn. But he's, in my opinion, violating the 20-foot line, the 20-foot barrier. Hello, you going to vote this morning? Huh? You going to vote this morning?
Am I going to court?
Yeah, no, you want some information about the election? Okay. So he was outside the polls lording around, and he's her campaign manager. So how is that legal? I mean, out there loitering, talking to somebody outside the polls. And I was arrested for being on this side of it. So amazing how they can break the law, break any law they want to, but you better damn well not even campaign against them legally. So that's the way they roll. You going to vote this morning, sir?
No, sir, don't live in this county.
All right. Well, you want some information about the judges all across the state?
I know them all.
They're dirty as hell, aren't they? I think they are. You're in the minority then. You think they'll arrest me for standing out here saying that? It's happened before. I think they're dirty as hell. Put their damn nasty hands on me. They're nasty, dirty Tennessee judiciary that stink. I mean, you can smell the stench from here, this building. And they put you in jail. Well, they adjudicate against you. No, he knows them. Of course, he's not going to say that they're bad because he knows them. He gets favors from them. If you know them, get favors from them, of course, they're good people. They lie for them. They got their buddies out here. Well, I'm out here telling them they're not good people. And he's not got a channel he says that on. So I'm serious about what I'm doing. And y'all going to vote this morning? Would you like some information about the nasty, dirty judges in Tennessee? I'm expecting to go to jail for saying that against them illegally. How about that? Yeah, nasty, dirty judiciary in Tennessee. There's probably 2 lawyers. Yeah. Oh, it's unpopular to speak against the hierarchy gods in the state, isn't it? Not to you people. These are nasty people. They'll put you in jail. Put you in jail for nothing. Take your property away like they did Mr. Bush. They thought we were a joke. We'll stand out here and one of them, worst one of them, Mr. McMillan. Would you like some information about the dirty judges in Tennessee? Good thing you ain't in school. They're going to legalize cell phones. Y'all going to vote this morning?
No.
Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? Be dangerous for you to take it. That'd put you in jail, wouldn't it? So we're going to stand out here and campaign against the dirty Tennessee judiciary. Stink, stinchy, criminal people. Y'all going to vote this morning? Would you like some information about the dirty judges in Tennessee? It's legal to say that, isn't it? Watch them put me in jail. Dirty judges in Tennessee. Wow. Yeah, they don't like me saying that. It's the truth, ain't it? So, yeah, it's called political campaigning against the judiciary who don't have an opponent. I'll be their opponent. I'll be their opponent. You like some information about the dirty judges in Tennessee? It's election day. You can vote to replace them.
What'd you say?
Would you like some information about the dirty judges in Tennessee?
Oh, you gotta want to come out.
He knows what I'm talking about, he said. We're not recording you. Don't worry. I'm recording me. I'm not even recording people that don't want to be recorded if they ask me, unless I have to, because they start raising hell. So we're right here in front of the courthouse, running against the judiciary who don't have nobody running against them. So we'll do it for them. We got this. We got this. Charles Van Morgan with a rock. Not really a rock, with information against these dirty judges in the state of Tennessee. Trying to see if anybody wants to take some information about dirty Tennessee judges right here in this courtroom. America's wonderful, ain't it? Till a cop comes and says, you can't say that about the judges. They rule for me when I kill you. Yeah, they do, don't they? Well, let's get it on then. I ain't even armed. Dirty Tennessee judiciary. Thank y'all very much. Like, share, comment, and support the channel. So, would you like some information about the judges in Tennessee? I'm not filming you. So. You gonna vote? Please do. Vote the judiciary out of office. So yeah, we're here passing out information about the judiciary. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And so we went blank for a while, lost a lot of viewers. But we're campaigning behind the line against the dirty judiciary. Behind the 20-foot barrier. And this stuff is on YouTube this time. It won't get erased. Behind the barrier at the city county building. So we got all these other candidates out here. But they're not out here live like me. And on the ballot, I'm even on the ballot. I got people to approve me being on the ballot. They don't like what I say. Why? I'm saying replace the judiciary. I'm not saying to kill them. I'm saying replace them. Don't vote for them. I'm not allowed to say that. They ain't got nobody running against them. That's how they've rigged the system. They don't even have other opponents running against them for the most part. And they don't like somebody standing out here calling them stinky, dirty, nasty, rapist judges. That's what they are. That's what they did in this courtroom. And Sharman Tissue Island sits up there and lets your roads filled with blood on the state of Tennessee and covers up crimes. Would y'all like some information about the Tennessee judiciary?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're dirty as hell. I ain't got you on camera, don't worry. Anybody want some information about the dirty judiciary in the state of Tennessee? Imagine that. Ain't got nobody running against them, guess what? I'll run against them. And pay me for this. Give me some love here. Give me some money to print some more flyers against the dirty Tennessee judiciary. So, you going to vote this morning? You want some information about the dirty judiciary in Tennessee? I'd say we replace them. I'm not putting you on camera. Replace them, every one of them. Replace the dirty Tennessee judiciary. Can I say that? I look around here. Cops will arrest me. They've done it before, really. Yeah, this time I ain't going to get beat up, serious bodily injury or death for nothing this time. So we're ready this time. So help me get some bail money, because I'm saying vote out the judiciary in a public sphere. Wow, they don't like my voice. They don't like my personality. Yeah, they legalize your personality. God gave it to me, no thank you. Vote them out. Would you like some information about the dirty judiciary in the state of Tennessee?
No, thank you. Maybe on my way out, though.
Okay, God bless you. We're not getting you on camera, don't worry. So maybe on our way out, yeah, there you go. So dirty Tennessee judiciary. They ain't got nobody running against them, I'll run against them. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? If you're going to vote, replace them. I'm saying replace them, they'd like to kill me. They already put me in jail for standing out here saying, don't vote them out. I say vote them out, they say kill Van. Wow, they're good people in there, good people. I'm saying vote them out, replace, that's all I'm saying. Don't beat them up, don't shoot them, vote them out. But when I say that, crunch on the ground, put me in the hospital for saying vote them out. You're not allowed to say that, they're God. Stand up when they enter the room to demise you. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? Don't worry, I'm not getting you on camera. So, yeah, this, got an ID on. She works in that courthouse. She ain't gonna take nothing from them. So, yeah, we're campaigning against the judiciary. They ain't got nobody against them. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary that'll take your property?
I know what you're talking about.
He knows. I ain't got you on camera. See, they know what I'm talking about. They know. Vote them out. Now's your chance to replace them. They're on the ballot. Mark replace. That's all I'm asking. Don't hurt them. Don't shoot them like they will me. Replace them. Mark replace. They can't handle that. Oh, that makes them mad. They might not get elected where they can continue to live off you and adjudicate for the governor against you, who's a Christian that just took away food money from children. Wow, I mean, they got it rigged up right, don't they? Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary?
Yeah, no, I already have a lot of familiarity.
I'm not getting you on camera. I already have a lot of familiarity. I didn't get you on camera. So they already know. I'm in the mainstream. I'm preaching to the choir out here. The people lying on you are in there behind guards so they can keep lying. Wow, what a joke. And the joke's on you. The joke ain't on me, I already know. Everybody else knows too. Let's see how many people got in here, about 150. So we are campaigning against the judiciary. Nobody else does. They got it rigged where it's just retention. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary?
I appreciate it.
I don't got you on camera, don't worry. So yeah. Would y'all like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? You're welcome. So yeah, we are campaigning against the judiciary. They ain't got nobody running against them. See how they rigged that up? It's just retain. Yeah, let's get rid of the dirty judges. Get rid of every damn one of them. Constitutionally protected right for me to say that. Let's see if I can say it. Maybe Knoxville police is well trained, I don't know. All over the world, here in Knoxville, Tennessee, on the ground, campaigning against the judiciary, asking people to vote them out. Would you like some information about the dirty judiciary in Tennessee? She heard me. We leave people alone that don't want us to say anything to them. A lot of people agree with us. Imagine that. Agree with us about the dirty judiciary. Would you like some information about the judiciary in the state of Tennessee? You got a chance to vote them out today. I'm saying vote them out. They'd like to kill me. Imagine that. But they're honest, ain't they? I ain't recording you, don't worry. Yeah, go vote them out. Let's get some judges on the bench that'll adjudicate for the people. Imagine that. You want some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary?
I already know all about it.
I'm not getting you on camera. Yeah, that's right. Are they good people in there, the judges?
Yeah, nah.
No, see, he knows. See, I'm mainstream. They like to paint me as against people. No, I'm not. They're the establishment's against you.
Right.
He agreed with me, right? See, I'm preaching to the choir out here. Preaching to the choir. People agree with me. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? You can. I know. I'm not recording you.
I'm at work. I can't voice my opinion.
Right. God bless you, brother. I didn't have you on camera. I ain't gonna. I don't want nobody to. Yeah. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? I ain't got nobody running against them. I'm running against them. They're dirty as hell. Watch them put me in jail for campaigning against them. Imagine that. I'm not blocking anybody. I'm not blocking or intimidating anybody. Tell them what I think. You're allowed to do that in Tennessee? We'll see. This time, any pig wants to come down here and arrest me for campaigning against the judiciary, you try to hurt me seriously, we're going to stop that. Yeah, I'll go peacefully against your rogue charges and then put you over here in federal court. But you're not going to put a hand on me unlawfully. They've already arrested me for campaigning against the judiciary. Imagine that. Put me in the hospital for saying vote against the judiciary in America. We're worried about Russia, though. Yeah, this is America. It's the land of the free and the home of the brave, isn't it? Yeah, land of the rapist judges from this courthouse. Literally happened here. But it's only one. They're not doing that anymore. They're not doing that. You believe that, don't you? Yeah, they don't like me saying that, do you? But I'm allowed to say it, ain't I? And I will say it. There ain't no rocks. There ain't no stones. There ain't no dirty judge gonna stop me. They done started fighting the wrong person and the wrong people. We're in the majority. Vote them out. We can put a dent in their little facade here. You want some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? Yeah. They're dirty as hell. Right out here in front of the courthouse. Where one of these days I'm gonna go around there where they drive in, and the judges won't take it, but they'll know I'm handing it to the car next to them. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? They ain't got nobody running against them, do they? Retain, you know, you can go vote them out right now. I'm running against them. Get rid of the dirty people. Hopefully you don't get raped in there where the judges are. It's never happened before, so don't worry. That's the truth. That's how dirty they are. It's that disgusting. That's how disgusting they are, huh?
What's your social media?
It's Charles Van Morgan. I had about 600 people on here listening to me. This is popular stuff here. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary?
I'm sorry I'm late for court.
Yeah, you must be a lawyer, so you can't say anything against the judges. Well, I can. I'm not recording you. God bless your service to the community. So I'm not recording people that don't want to be recorded. He's got court. Yeah, he's one of the people that know one of the judges. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? They're running for retention right now. You can vote them out.
Who is it?
The judiciary in the state of Tennessee. Here, just take one of these. I'm not recording you. The Tennessee judiciary, I'm just advocating to not retain them. And they're advocating to kill me. They've already put me in jail for it's America, right? We're worried about Putin, huh? How about these dirty judges? You see, they scared me real bad, didn't they? Yeah. Dirty judges in the state of Tennessee, imagine that. Vote them out. They're on the ballot right now, vote them out. They don't like me saying that. Judge McMillan like to come out here and beat me over the head. I dare him to come out here and try to. I'll defend myself. You want some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? Tell them I'm out here campaigning against them. Tell them they're welcome to come on out here. Anybody want information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? Yeah, First Amendment's a beautiful thing, ain't it? Yeah, tell them I'm out here. Tell them to come out here and shake hands with me. Dirty judges all over the world are listening to this. Yeah, I'm somebody you can run over, ain't I? Yeah, it's called freedom of speech. They need to get a decibel out here to see if I'm going over the decibel level so they can charge me with my speech being too loud. They don't like my personality. Yeah, you're under arrest for having a personality we don't agree with. What a joke these people are. And the joke's on you. We're right out here out in front of the Tennessee courthouse. The Tennessee Supreme dirty court's right down the street down here. Crooked as hell, nasty. Put you in jail, take your money away, rewrite contracts. We done talked about that this morning. I got a right to do this. Got a right to ask you not to retain them. They don't even have anybody voting against them. So you can go right down here today at 10 o'clock and vote them out. You know what time it is, sir? What time is it?
9:02.
9:02. So the voting booth doesn't open till 9 o'clock. But 10 o'clock, you can go vote them out. So yeah, would y'all like some information about the dirty Tennessee judges?
I already know about it. I did 33 years. I know about that. I know that.
I'm out here. They ain't got nobody running against them. Just retention. You can vote them out today. They can. But I'm running against them.
Yeah.
You believe they put me in jail for that? Beat me up? Put me in a hospital?
If I could vote, you could have my vote.
I appreciate it, man.
No more, man. But like I said, I did 33 years. I know.
God bless you, man. Hey, you might be the next president. He's got a felony too.
I hope so.
I love you if you got a felony. Yeah. People who got a felony are people that they wrongly convicted for the most part. That's the damn truth about that, dirty Tennessee judges. Would you like some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? We're going to try to vote them out. They're going to try to kill me, put me in jail like they already have for saying vote them out. Can I say that in front of the courthouse? Peacefully, lawfully vote the judiciary out. They got nobody running against them. Imagine how they rigged that deal up. They rig everything up. They rigged their rulings up. I've seen them put people in jail wrongfully. You got to go in here. They have to strip you of all your rights, your guns. Why you go in there and listen to a judge talk to you like a dog? Let's don't put up with it. Vote them out. You want some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? I guess you can't hear me. Maybe I need to speak louder. You want some information about the dirty judiciary? At least I got a pretty smile. So yeah, there's a lot of good people. They're afraid of these judges. I don't blame them. They're dirty as hell. They'll reach out from other states and drag you in here to their courtroom, put a murder charge on you and put you on death row that they've done before. Judge McMillan that sits down here on his high throne thought he was messing with somebody didn't know what they're doing. He told me, Judge McMillan told me when I was in his court, when he dragged me off the campaign trail to come in here and listen to him slander me, that I didn't know the law, when he had to look in his book in a court that he's over domestic courts and he didn't even know the law, had to look stuff up, tell me I didn't know the law. Yeah, I don't have domestic problems. I didn't even have one. You drugged me in here illegitimately, lying on me, threatened to put my witnesses in jail, saying some sick things about me I won't even repeat because he's a sick judge. Get you in here to this courtroom. Get you in here to this courtroom and slander you to your face. Joke about you. Well, you ain't got a gun and it's his sovereign courtroom. What a joke they are. Nasty, sick people. Sick, dirty judges. So we'll pass out a few more flyers about the dirty judiciary in the state of Tennessee. Who does this? So I'm on the ballot. And we're trying to show people what we want them to do, vote the dirty judiciary out of office. So this is fun, isn't it? You want some information about the judiciary in Tennessee? Yeah. Good thing you're not in school. They won't let you talk on the phone. So, we will campaign against the dirty judiciary in the state of Tennessee. And we got a case pending in federal court where I'm trying to get my law license. And I didn't complain against the judiciary. Played their game. Playing their game don't work. This is the only thing that works. They understand when they don't have a job when you vote them out of office. So we'll see if we can make a difference. I don't know if we can. So we got 75 likes. Like, sharing, comment, and contribute. Subscribe to the channel. And we're not past the barrier. We're right on the line. The line's right behind that we're not supposed to be in front of. And here's the display of campaign posters Signs or other campaign materials, distribution of campaign materials or solicitation of voters prohibited beyond this point, 100 foot. So I was back behind this line before, and law enforcement picked me up and threw me over the line and then beat me up pretty bad, put me in the hospital. And they don't have a video of it, body cam. They won't release it. Said I resisted arrest. I didn't do anything. Try to hurt me like that again, see what the hell happens. I'm not putting up with it getting beat. I don't have to. I'm not going to. So let's see if these people want some information about the campaign. If they don't, we won't give it to them. Would you like some information about the dirty judges in Tennessee? You can vote them out.
They're all definitely dirty. I've not had the time.
I'm not got you on camera. Thank you. Yeah, see, they're all definitely dirty. You got the yeah. Well, we can vote them out. Let's vote them out. You want some information about the dirty judges in Tennessee? You can vote them out. Yeah, you already know. Dirty judges. See, I'm in the mainstream. More people than not agree with me. The only people that disagree are the people that are friends with them. They know them. Of course, they get benefits from them. You know some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? Maybe I need to speak up. I ain't loud enough. They'll ask me why I was so loud. People couldn't hear me. I had to speak up. So we're out here in front of the Knox County Courthouse, the dirty, nasty courthouse. Don't worry, I'm not getting you on camera, although I could. I respect people's privacy. They don't. I'm running against people that don't respect your privacy. They don't respect anything except for their authority. So we're out here outside the Knox County Courthouse, peacefully campaigning. I mean, they're going to come out here and probably tell me how to campaign. You can't do this in your campaign. They're going to instruct my campaign. I guess I have to put the government on my campaign staff because they'll tell me, you can't speak that loud. You can't act that way. Yeah. You want some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? So I guess I do need to speak up. People can't hear me. So if they ask me why you're so loud, people couldn't hear me. Anybody want information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? He's good. They already know. Anybody want information? They don't have anybody running against them. They got it where it's just retained. You can go in there and vote them out right now. They're going to try to come out here and kill me in a minute. All I want to do is vote them out. They've already arrested me for doing this, for saying vote the judges out. Are you worried about Russia? I'd be worried about Knoxville, Tennessee, Knox County, Tennessee, United States of America. How dirty these people are. Crooked as hell. I just told you, you can listen to Brian Bush's campaign where they stole his money for a bank. Ruled in favor of a bank. Rewrote the contract. The judge did that. A judge rewrote the contract for a bank. So let's get 100 likes on here. And we're campaigning against the judiciary. Let's retain. They ain't got anybody saying they're dirty. But we are. Judge McClain, whatever her nasty name is. Vote her. Don't vote for her. Andrea Judge McClain. She's a dirty judge. She sat over here under Judge Baumgardner while he was raping women for years and didn't do a damn thing about it. But now we're going to vote her judge because the establishment wants her. You want some information about the dirty Tennessee judiciary? He knows. I ain't got you on camera. Yeah, they know. You can vote them out of office. There's a retention election. Mark no, retain. Let's see if we can make a difference. I just want them voted out. They want to kill me, so who's good and who's bad? They already put me in jail, beat me up, put me in the hospital for saying vote judges out. You worried about Putin? How about Judge McMillan? How about the dirty Judge McMillan right here in this courtroom? How about him? How you like it now, Judge? You playing with a toy, boy? They think they're messing around. They don't know what they're fighting with. David's got a rock aimed for their head, and we ain't quitting. They don't like my charismatic personality. So let's see the retaliation I get for saying vote judges out of office. Don't hurt them. Don't hit them. Don't threaten them. Do not do anything illegal. Go in here to the courthouse and vote them out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They get back in that back hallway and say, we got to do something about that Charles Van Morgan. He's hurting our vote right in front of the courthouse. Speaking the truth about us, we want to cover our nasty up. He's uncovering the nasty. Talk about how we change contracts. He knows about them. He's been in our law schools. He's met us. Talking about how they change contracts and give banks money and fine us, sanction us over $500,000. Yeah, how about it? How about it, dirty judges? So not all of them are dirty, like that nice lady said. Most of them are. So we'll be out here a few more minutes and campaign against the judiciary. And it's kind of fun, you know, stand up for yourself. Some of y'all tried, it's kind of fun. So they beat me up, put me in jail. Does it look like it deterred me? Does it look like it stopped me? It just makes it worse. Shows how dastardly they are. Would you like some information about dirty Tennessee judges? I ain't got you on camera, don't worry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
God bless you, brother.
God bless you, sir.
You said God bless me. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm saying vote the judges out, and they're saying go kill him, so who's good and who's bad? You can vote them out. They're on the retention election. They ain't got nobody running against them. Isn't that amazing how that works out? I'm running against them. Let me see if I can be plain. Rapist, dirty Tennessee judges. Would you like some information about the dirty judges in Tennessee? Hope you're safe in there. There's judges in there. They've raped people before. I'm just telling the truth. Maybe they won't do it no more. They won't do it no more. Don't worry. It's all right. They got it straightened out. Yeah, you believe that? Anybody want some information about dirty Tennessee judiciary? You ever heard of the First Amendment lawyers? It's a good thing, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah, judges love the attorneys. Most of them love these judges. They got their nose up their hind end. They're not allowed to say anything against them. It's against the rules of professional conduct. Y'all want information about dirty Tennessee judiciary?
Nope.
You can vote them out today.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah, I can. I already did. Yep. Nope. Boy, you can tell what school he went to, a public school. So yeah, give me some likes, shares, comments, and we get more support than we do hate. And let's get up to 100 likes. Somebody gave us about $10. Appreciate it. I need about a million more to win the election. And I'm not sold out by corporations. So we'll get the heck off here. A few more people. Walk up to the line, but we won't step over it. So the line is right here. And we're allowed to stand right here where I'm at and ask people to vote the judiciary out of office. So the sheriff here, so he got elected after the election was rigged because they didn't release the fact that his opponents were being indicted. So he worked at the sheriff's department. Brent Gibson worked at the sheriff's department while they were stealing drug fund money that was probably illegally taken. And they didn't come out with that until after the election. So even his opponent said it was a rigged election. So that's what I think. So he's going to be the next sheriff that was at a department where it is alleged, Sheriff over Knox County, where it is alleged that he worked at a department while people he worked around were stealing your money, but he's the next sheriff and he didn't know a damn thing about it. So he didn't drive by in his cruiser and see them working on their sports cars on sheriff's department property. He didn't see none of that. None of that. I didn't see it. I want to get promoted. He was a captain. I want to get promoted. I don't see no crimes. And now he's the sheriff. He's going to be the sheriff over Knox County. So Brent Gibson, yeah, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. And I wouldn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him. He's already going to be the new sheriff. And it doesn't take winning an election to have constitutional rights. You have constitutional rights if you don't win any elections. You have constitutional rights if you're an American citizen living in America. If you run and lose, you got constitutional rights. If the whole world disagrees with you, you got constitutional rights. So it doesn't matter how popular we are or you are. You have constitutional rights in America. It doesn't matter if I don't get one vote. I've got rights in America. And we will get something to drink here. got constitutional rights in America. And we'll keep on exercising those rights. So we got 80, let's get 100 likes. We're out here campaigning against the judiciary in the state of Tennessee because ain't got nobody running against them. So we'll run against them. We'll be the truth against these people. So I seen a commercial this morning about John Rose. So he said that he learned about Jesus Christ when he was growing up. He's teaching his children that way, and couldn't promise he'd be the best, perfect governor, but he would try to be led by God and God's holy word. So, now I've said a lot bad about him, but that'd be a good thing. He mentioned the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. So, if you're bound and determined not to vote for me, then I'd ask you to split the vote. And he wouldn't be a bad idea to vote for, Mr. John Rose, because he claims to be a Christian and says he's going to try to be led by God, the true God, the one you get to through the Lord Jesus Christ. So he might not be a bad vote. I'm just saying, I tell the truth. But I'm going to be on the ballot November 3rd, so I'd ask you to vote for me. Let's see if we can get some more likes, shares, and comments. And Brent Gibson has a sheriff's deputy that committed fraud and lies. So we've been on here about 2 hours, not that long. Committed fraud and lies. Under oath in a police report. And he ought to be voted out. So you can go vote the Tennessee Judiciary out of office today. No retain. They got nobody running against them, so I'll promote to vote them out. So yeah, that's kind of, it's popular, but they're afraid of them. They know how dirty they are. They'll retaliate against them. That's how dirty the Tennessee judiciary is. So let's get 100 likes. God bless you. And right now, today, we're going to get off here in just a minute. You can go at 10 o'clock, come down here or your voting area all across the state and mark the no retention mark on the ballot. That's all I'm asking you to do. Perfectly legal, nothing illegal about that. Hit mark no retention, black it in, get rid of these judges that are ruling against you for the governor, for people in power. And we'll have another show probably Friday. May come down here again, it's kind of fun. I think early voting ends Saturday, so get down here and vote them out. Send them a message that we matter. They better start ruling in our favor. And blind justice where they aren't biased. So we will get the heck off here. Thank you all for joining us. We'll try to be back on here Friday. Go down and vote. Soldiers fought and died for people's right to vote. So honor the soldiers that gave you the right to vote and vote the Tennessee Judiciary out of office. God bless y'all. Thank you for joining. Until next time, God loves you and I do too.